What's up, everybody? It's your boy, the Big Ox Uchiha, and the purpose of this video is to talk with you for a little while about a subject that has really been kind of like getting at me as of late. I don't like to make my videos until I have a sense of understanding of where I'm going and what I am thinking about. So sometimes my videos may come out randomly. It may come out in the middle of the night or sometimes during the day. I don't really have a schedule yet. I'll get to that one day. But while my channel is growing, and I thank you all for subscribing, by the way, I just want to let you know that right now I'm not going to have a specific schedule, but what I will do is always be real upfront and honest with you and transparent about what my videos are about. Um, my videos are always to try to uplift and give somebody another way to look at things. One thing I want to talk about right now is this burden that I feel like we all got going on right now. See, everybody wants to talk about, being, respected. They want to be the person who's heard, the person who is, talked about, all of that good stuff. But sometimes people don't realize when you're making changes, big changes, and you're becoming that people influencer, a lot of times people don't realize the amount of work, sacrifice, and really just downright person that you have to sacrifice to make that happen. Let me start by saying no one is going to like you 100%. No one. I don't care who they are. You can hear some people say, "Well, I love you with no limit." Yeah, I can beg to differ on that. I can give you some limits to when your love should, kind of waver a little bit. It should never be unhealthy. You should never be enabling my terrible behavior or making it seem like I'm infallible. Those things should never be a part of the solution. But there are some people who come into your life and you need these people. Believe it or not, you do. Do not feel like you have to throw them all away. And these people are people who are challenging your idea. Let me talk first and say you need people to challenge your ideas. You need people to give you constructive criticism. You need people to tell you that you are not always right, and where you can develop and how you can get better and how you can be a help to someone else. You need those people. Everybody needs a mentor. Everybody needs somebody to pull their coattail every now and again. So never feel like that just because someone does those things that they are immediately or inherently a bad person or a negative person because you got someone telling you that it's not a good idea. Those words can be helpful in a lot of different ways on a lot of different subjects. But when it comes to something that you're passionate about, sometimes we don't want to hear the words, that may not be a good idea. We don't want to hear the words or see the ideas of somebody saying that what we think is the best way to go is now may not be the best, be in our best interest. That being said, I do realize that when you are heading in an upward momentum and you get to where you're going and you're finally making headway in what it is you want to do, I realize that there are sometimes people who want to sit and say things about you. They want to talk and get down. And if you get but so far up, they're okay. When you're at a certain point, when you're at that middle ground, when you're at that suffering point, when you're at the persevering point, everyone tends to like you. But when you start showing proof of product and proof of work and start showing your math and all the things that you are now starting to reap the fruits of the labors that you're doing, I realize and I see that there are people in this world who will always see it as a bad thing. They will always speak down about it. They will always speak negatively about it. They got nothing good to say about you. They think that you're not good enough. Or in some parts, they will even go so far as to say that you are thinking you're higher than somebody, that you're bigger than everybody. They may say stuff like your platform's too big. You've become too big. See, everybody likes an underdog winning. Up until an underdog becomes a winner. You're going to get that in a second. Everybody loves the idea of an underdog and an underdog champion. Everybody likes that idea. But very few people really like the idea of a champion. See, if I look at the New England Patriots, for example, everybody loves Tom Brady back when Tom Brady was winning a championship here, a championship there. It was all good up until he started winning more than they felt comfortable with. And then the crowd begins to turn on him. And you're hearing stuff like, well, the Patriots always win. I wish someone else would win other than the Patriots. When the Bulls was winning on their dynasty, when Michael Jordan was at his apex and he was just doing it and he was just winning no matter what, I remember hearing as a kid how people would say about Michael Jordan, man, I wish he wouldn't win so much. The NBA is no longer fun because we already know who's going to win. Everyone seems to be okay with an underdog when he's just an underdog, when he's just the person who's going to win every now and again. But when it's time to actually notice that this person is winning all the time, people tend to feel a little misplaced. And they don't want to see people at a higher level than what they are already at. That being said, I want to encourage you to always remember that just because people may feel that way doesn't mean that you have to stop the progress that is being made. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, don't stop what God has already put on your heart to do. Don't stop the momentum because some people aren't going to be on your ship. There's just some people who are not meant to be there. There's some people who are just meant to just to be a spectator. And then there's some people who are meant to say these things to you so that God can really show others what he is able to do through you. And for some, it's literally like, okay, you know what? That person, I put it like this, Jesus didn't stop his momentum to the cross because he heard people say, you know what? You're getting too big. Didn't stop anything, did it? 2,000 years later, we're still talking about him and what he accomplished on Calvary. You know, there were people saying that, you know, here, who does he think he is, calling himself the Son of God? We're children of Abraham. How dare he go that far? He's being blasphemous. And they thought of ways to try to take him down, but really couldn't do it at one point because, one, they didn't have enough evidence to really, you know, say what they wanted to say about him. Yeah, they could speculate about his blaspheming, but they couldn't really do anything about it. Do you see what I'm saying? Just like that, you and me, we got people in our lives who think that we are like just the pits for being who we are, for what we're trying to do. They want you to go their way. They want you to go how they want you to do it. They want you to follow their laws and rituals. They want you to make the same choices that they had to make. They want you to follow the same road that they had to take. Yeah, I put it like this. You look at Kanye West. Everybody's mad at Kanye. And I'm sorry, I'm trying to hold this phone, but I'm having such a hard time. Everybody wants to look at Kanye And everybody wants to talk about Kanye. Everybody wants to speak about Kanye. But everybody is saying the same stuff. Well, why didn't Kanye, when he got saved, go to this church? Why didn't Kanye take this route? Why didn't Kanye go to seminary? Why didn't Kanye spend 1 year, before he went out and started trying to do something? People started talking about which direction Kanye should have took instead of focusing on the beauty that God has put before us. A man who trying to find himself spiritually, taking the route that was best suited for him at the moment. You had a pastor, had people that were in his life that was affecting him spiritually. Now, we both know, we all see Kanye out there looking like a bottle of tinfoil, looking like he about to roast, like he's a roasting pan. We all seen roasting pan Kanye, but this ain't about roasting pan Kanye. This is about just the conversation about how people treated Kanye when Kanye announced that he was saved. You see what I'm saying? People will say Kanye's too big, Kanye's this, Kanye's that, and he is not saved, and he should have took this route and that route, and he should have went to seminary. He ain't even talking about preaching. Some people were even so far as to say that he was a heretic because he had not gone the direction that they felt he should have took. And they missed opportunities to be out there to minister because they're so focused on what Kanye didn't do. And I'm not going to throw out this video because you know what? I really like where this is going. You guys have to realize that there are people in this world that are not going to go the route that you think they should go. There are times when you think that things should go a certain direction, a certain way, and people should speak a certain way, people should talk a certain way, people should act a certain way, and that's all good and great. But people ain't always going to beat to the drum that you think they should. Everybody is not going to walk the line that we are supposed to walk. Paul had Barnabas, absolutely. But some of us, are preaching, but then there are some of us that are not trying to go out and preach. You're not even trying to do anything. You're not trying to go anywhere. You're not trying to help anybody. And then here are people who are trying, not just Kanye, but anybody who's in this position. You're trying to do what you're supposed to do. You're trying to do what's right. You're trying to live in a position that God has given you. You're trying to live out and walk out those steps that God has placed on you. And even further, even if you're not saved, you have things in your life that you are trying to accomplish. And there are people in your way. Let them be there. Don't let it stop you. Don't let it hinder you. Don't let it affect you. Keep marching on to where you're going to be. Because even if they come with all of the weapons that they want, none of them are going to prosper against you when you're trying to do what thus says the Lord. I'm your boy, the Big Asuchia. And this video was very hard to record without my tripod. Please pray for me to get a new one. Yeah, I'm out.